Hello and welcome to Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic for the 9th edition of the Copa Merengue. We're straight into the action here for the compound women's gold medal match. Paola Ramirez Gonzalez starting with a 10, and she's up against the Guatemalan Maria Zebedua, straight in the middle of the target for the pair of them. Gonzalez from Puerto Rico. Zebedua from Guatemala. First senior medal for Maria Zebedua, world number 55, just 24 years old, and what a cracking start from her as well. So there we go. First of the ends complete already. I'm Karen Bashir. I should have said that right at the top, but we got straight into the action, and I'm here to bring you live coverage from these gold medal matches. We've got 4 gold medal matches coming in this live session. Maria Zebedua, 24 years old, world number 55, like I say, with her first senior medal up for grabs here, gold or silver. Paola Ramirez Gonzalez from Puerto Rico is world number 32, also 24 years old. She got a team bronze at the Pan American Championships in 2021 in Monterrey, Mexico. Just trailing by a single point. So we've got 5 ends of archery on the 50-meter range. And we're all about a cumulative score.
Segunda serie inicia disparando blanco número 1, Puerto Rico.
So conditions pretty good here in Santo Domingo. There was a little bit of a tailwind, so the archers may be aiming just a little bit higher in the target than normal, or if the conditions were completely still. Our first perfect from Zebedua. Does look pretty still out there, but you can just see the little umbrella behind Gonzalez, and some of the ties are just fluttering a little bit in the wind. So perfect from Zebedua to extend her lead. trailing by 3. Paola Gonzalez from Puerto Rico. He needs to try and fight back a little bit, close the gap up in this third end.
Yes. Yes. Nueve. Nueve.
So perhaps an indication there, the wind just dropping off a little bit.
Nueve. Ocho.
And a slight overcorrection there. And the gap has been closed just a little bit, just by 1 point by Gonzalez. This is his second arrow from the pair of them. They both went high, indicating that perhaps the wind just died off. With the wind coming from behind, it can draw the arrows down into the target.
Rematch por medalla de oro, Paola Ramírez de Puerto Rico, 84 puntos. María José.
Well, as you can see, we're having a few technical difficulties here with the feed coming out of the Dominican Republic. We'll be back just as soon as we get the pictures back.
Nueve.
The start of end number 4.
Yes. Nueve.
Well, apologies again. The difficulties we're experiencing are ongoing, but as soon as we get a solid picture back, we'll be right back with you.
Ambas arqueras con 114 puntos. La quinta y última serie donde ganadora.
So welcome back. The fourth set finished with a perfect from Ramirez Gonzalez for a 114. Zabadua also finishing with a 114. Another perfect there for Gonzalez by the looks of things. But as you can see, we're still struggling with our pictures. Welcome back to Santo Domingo. Apologies for the loss in transmission there, but we did manage to delay this second gold medal match. It's the compound men's gold medal match between Juan Del Rio and Rodrigo Olvera, both from Mexico. Bit of a line cutter there.
X. Nueve.
So we're just looking for the line cutter, that first arrow from Rodrigo Olvera, marked as an 8 provisionally, but could get marked up to a 9 if it's cutting the line. That top right arrow is the one that is being looked at the moment. Looks like a 28 from Del Rio.
Este es el partido por medalla de oro entre ambos compañeros de México. Dispara la primera serie, Rodrigo Olvera, 29 puntos.
So that was marked up, that 8, and that, a strange turn of affairs, means that Rodrigo Olvera has taken a 1-point lead through the first end. Del Rio with a 28, Olvera with a 29. Unfortunately, we weren't able to bring you coverage of the amazing comeback from Paola Ramirez Gonzalez of Puerto Rico. She was 3 down after 2 ends against Maria Zabadua, but came through to win the match 143 to 142. So Ramirez Gonzalez of Puerto Rico taking the gold in the compound women's competition. Zabadua from Guatemala with silver, and Oliveira from Brazil with the bronze in the women's competition. It's just holding here at full draw because that wind has definitely picked up. Olvera with an 8 with his first arrow.
Yes.
Looks like Del Rio's tuned in to the center of the target.
Nueve.
Let's cut the line for a perfect. So 58 is the benchmark set by Del Rio. And all going right for Rodrigo Olvera for a 55. Well, once again, we can only offer our apologies here. The pictures coming out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, proving a little tricky, as is the wind for the archers. But as things stand, Rodrigo Olvera on a 55 up against his Mexican teammate Juan Del Rio on a 58 at the end of the second end.
Juan del Ríos a la cabeza por 3 puntos. Vamos a la tercera serie de este partido por medalla de oro en la categoría compuesto individual masculino.
Well, it looks like, well, just as soon as I start to say, it looks like we're getting pictures back. We lose our feed again. Tricky conditions here. We are in the compound men's gold medal match. Rodrigo Olvera here from Mexico, trailing by 3.
X. Nueve. X.
Well, a bit of an up and down match, this one, isn't it? Del Rio getting a perfect in his last end. Has already dropped 2 points.
Nueve, posible 10.
So final area from Olvera going for a measure. Provisionally marked as a 9.
Yes.
Black in the middle for Del Rio. So provisionally the scores are 86 plays 84. But that third arrow from Olvera will be measured. Well, I'm afraid we are really struggling today with the pictures from the Dominican Republic. And once again, we can only apologize. And we will get pictures back to you just as soon as we can.
En el blanco número 2, representando a Ecuador, Adriana Espinosa. Juez de línea de este match, Darwin Durán.
Well, here we go. Welcome back. We have got our pictures back. Apologies for the loss of transmission. I can tell you that Juan Del Rio from Mexico beat his teammate Rodrigo Olvera in the compound men's gold medal match, 145 to 139. And it was an all-Mexican podium there with Miguel Becerra taking the bronze medal. But we are back with the recurve women's gold medal match. Maidenia Sardoy of Cuba, an Olympian from 2004 in Athens, taking on the Ecuadorian Adriana Espinosa de los Monteros.
Yes.
So Espinosa just drifting out to the right.
Yes.
So the range has been reset to 70 meters. And for all of you that are archery fans, you'll know that we are now in a set system. So 3 arrows to decide the points in each set. If you win on overall score within those 3 arrows, you collect 2 points. If it's a draw, it's a point apiece. So 29 for the Cuban Sardoy. I'm just drifting out to the left-hand side there for a 27. So it'll be Sardoy who collects the set points in the first set.
Primera serie de este partido por medalla de oro en el recurvo femenino. 2 puntos de set para Maidenia Sardoy, 0 puntos de set para Adriana Espinosa. Resultado parcial no oficial.
The stadium announcer just saying there that Sardoy provisionally with the 2 set points, but there was nothing really that looked like it was going to go to a measure there. A 29 for the Cuban, 27 for the Ecuadorian. So it will be Adriana Espinosa to shoot first in the second set. And of course, with this set system, an archer can win with just 9 arrows. Very quick shot there. Both drifting off low right. Well, you could see a little bow quando there from Maidenia Sardoy. So 10 to draw the set. That looks like it's just on the line for a 9. So a 23. What a turnaround in that second set. The wind blustering all over the place. And Adriana Espinosa starting with a 6. still managed to claim the set points. So 2 apiece provisionally. Challenging conditions here at the Pavillon de Archery, the venue here for this Copa Merengue. You could see the archers following the same pattern. That is a, well, true indication that the wind had changed. But it does mean that we're all tied up at 2 apiece. So we switch back the order, and Mardenia Sadoy will shoot first in set number 3. Handling conditions very well indeed. Mardenia Sadoy from Cuba, putting this one out of reach for Espinosa. And again, that movement on the release suggesting she wasn't happy with the way she'd set that shot up. So they are starting to go a little bit lower now. The wind's still coming in from behind. This 9 put the set out of reach for Sadoy to re-establish a 2-point lead at 4-2 after 3. That one drifting right the way out. So 4-2 lead for Mardenia Sadoy of Cuba over Adriana Espinosa from Ecuador. And the Cuban could do this in the 4th set. Adriana Espinosa will shoot first, and she really does need to pick her score up. 224s through the last 2 sets. Not quite enough. Still a bit of movement there, but it looks to be a clear 9. I don't think that will go for a measure. Still that movement at the end. Espinosa not entirely comfortable. And that opens the door a little bit. Espinosa here, the 121 ranked athlete in the world. Competed at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Finishing with a 9 and putting it out of reach. Well, a 10 here Oh, and she's got it. Will level the scores. So a 27 plays 27, subject, of course, to the target judge's confirmation. But that means that if those scores remain the same, set points are shared here. 3 9s, a much better performance from Adriana Espinosa de los Monteros. So it's 9. She can see the wind just buffeting Espinosa, giving her a 27 when a 10 was required. Sideway put it right in the middle. Real composure there to share the points in the 4th set. A 5-3 lead now for Mardena Sudoy from Cuba over Adriana Espinosa from Ecuador. You can see now the flags just blowing across from left to right. Was a tailwind at the beginning of this session, but it just seems to have shifted a little bit now. Challenging conditions for sure. Must-win set for Adriana Espinosa from Ecuador. Can she force the shoot off? Looks like it's cut the line for me, but it's very deceptive, the camera angle coming across from the right. That's a miss. So this is a huge opportunity now. Another 9 for another 27. It could be 26, but even if it's 26, that is more than enough. And a big change of fortunes there for Mardena Sudoy, missing with her second arrow. Not entirely sure what happened. We'll get a look on the replays. These are the first arrows from the archers. So into the 10. That's two. That was a second consecutive 10 for Sudoy. That's the line cutter. Now this was the tricky one. She just started to release as she was. She started to allow the compression at full draw to retract. So she allowed her bow hand to come back towards the bow, Sudoy, and that's what meant the arrow drove low. It just didn't have the full beans behind it, and well, we're lucky we saw the arrow at all in the target, but it does mean that we're all square after 5, and we will have a shoot-off. Targets will be clean. New faces will be put onto the targets in case we need a measure, but 1 arrow to decide the Recurve Women's Gold Medal match. Mardena Sudoy from Cuba up against Adriana Espinosa from Ecuador will decide the Recurve Women's Copa Merengue title with a single arrow each.
¿Y a quienes apoyan a Cuba? ¿Y quienes apoyan a Ecuador? Esta es la novena Copa Merengue aquí en República Dominicana, evento clasificatorio a Juegos Panamericanos de Santiago 2023. Repartido por medalla de oro en el recurvo femenino, donde ambas arqueras con 5 puntos de set deberán definir el match con una flecha de desempate.
Well, the stadium announcer there trying to get the crowd behind this one. As we look down that range, we can now see the wind has settled just a little bit. It was blowing left to right. Well, at the beginning of the day, it was blowing from behind the athletes. It was blowing left to right. Now it just seems to have steadied a little bit, which could set this up for a perfect finale. 5 apiece after 5 sets. We're into a shoot-off. Mardenia Sadoy with her arrow up first. Just a little bit of movement there, and that's dropped low into the 8. Big opportunity here for Adriana Espinosa from Ecuador. Trailed through the match, having to fight back to force this shoot off. And she's drifted out into the 8, and I think that's just a little bit further away from the center of the target. 2-8 to finish things off here. We look at Sardoy. There was a little bit of movement before the release. You saw that little wobble. She's drifted low, but it's mid-8 at around about 6 o'clock. Espinosa goes closer to 3 o'clock, but a little bit further out into the 8. And it looks like Mardenia Sadoy from Cuba has taken gold in the recurve women's individual competition here at the Copa Merengue. Adriana Espinosa fought back and forced a shoot-off. Fantastic grit and determination from her. With a silver medal for her, and it's Natalia de Souza from Brazil who collected the bronze medal here in the Dominican Republic. So confirmation, Mardenia Sadoy from Cuba collecting gold here in Santo Domingo. Well, just one more to go here, and that's the recurve men's gold medal match, and that'll be coming out very shortly.
A continuación, el partido por medalla de oro del arco recurvo masculino. Démosle la bienvenida a los deportistas.
So time now for the introduction of the athletes for the recurve men's gold medal match.
En el blanco número 2 representando a Chile, Andrés Gallardo. El juez de línea de este match, Jesús Guevara.
So here we go. Thomas Flushback from Guatemala, 27 years old. He was the individual bronze medalist at the Pan American Outdoor Championships in 2016, ranked 149th in the world, going up against Andres Gallardo Ferrada from Chile, who was the 2022 Pan American Youth Championship bronze medalist. No world ranking at senior level for the Chilean. So Flossback high and right. High left from Gallardo. Bit of a longer hold this time. Paid off though. You can see that wind now just buffeting him. Coming across from the right by the looks of things. Right to left. Still holding the mini advantage though. So Flossbach came through the ranking round with a 668 top ranked archer coming through. A few nerves perhaps at the beginning of this gold medal match. And Gallardo Ferrada shot a 635 for 11th seed. He seems to be handling the pressure of the final just a little bit better, taking the first set.
Disparada esta primera serie, 2 puntos de set para Andrés Gallardo de Chile, 0 puntos de set para Thomas Flossbach de Guatemala.
So confirmation then that Andres Gallardo Ferrada has taken the first set, 27-25. Perhaps the nerves have come and gone though for Flossbach. Ranked number 1 through the ranking round, performed beautifully through this tournament. He'll be looking to fight back straight away in set number 2.
Yes.
You can see the Chilean just trying to pull that one across to the right.
Ocho.
Oh, just an overcorrection there. So definitely the wind has just dropped off, blowing across from right to left. They're both aiming a little bit right to compensate for that, and then the wind drops off and they both end up left and low. Flossbach can put this out of reach, and 9 will be enough to do that. So we will be all square after the second set. So Gallardo Ferrada has to use this as a sighter, and it's a good one as well. Hasn't won the set, but that will give him confidence going into the third set. All tied up to a piece between Flossbach of Guatemala and Gallardo Ferrada of Chile.
Disparada la segunda serie, se empata el match a 2 puntos de set para cada arquero. Vamos con la tercera serie. Inicia disparando blanco número 1, Guatemala.
So 2 apiece as we go into set number 3, and this is Thomas Flossbach from Guatemala.
Siete.
Again, that sign of the archer pulling the bow across to the left. He knew that was going right.
Siete.
It looks like this one's going to be about who can hold their nerve here. Changing wind conditions proving very difficult.
Yes.
These are by no way the strongest wind conditions we've seen, but even a slight breeze, if it changes, plays havoc with your aim. It's made them both nervy, but a 10 to finish from Flossbach for a 26. 9 to share the points. A 10 to go 4-2 up. And gets it into the 10. A 27 there from Gallardo Ferrada. And I really do think this one is going to come down to who can hold their nerve and who can stay consistent. Gallardo Ferrada re-establishing the 2-point lead that he had after the first set. You see with those first 2 arrows, a right 7 for Flossbach, a left 7 for Gallardo Ferrada. A clear sign that the conditions are not quite what they may seem.
Cuarta serie, en esta se podría definir un ganador o empate. Inicia disparando blanco número 1, Guatemala.
So a 4-2 lead for Gallardo Ferrada from Chile. So the Guatemalan Flossbach will shoot first in the 4th set and will really want to put down some big scores. Not bad. Pressure switches over to the other side of the shooting line. Just a little bit of an up and down movement there. A longer hold, but he gets it into the 9 as well. This one is right on a knife edge. Those nerves jangling for the pair of them. Great arrow there from Andres Gallardo Ferrada. Real pressure now on Flossbach. Gets it into 9 for a 27. And 9 is enough for a win. Looks like he's put it high into the 8 though, and that looks like it will be 27 apiece. So points shared provisionally, a 5-3 lead for Gallardo Ferrada from Chile. Didn't look like there was anything in particular that needed to go for a measure. Clear 9s for the pair of them at the start. Second 9 from Flossbach. Not close enough to the line to even think about that being a 10. But this was a 10 from Gallardo Ferrada. Putting the pressure on Flossbach. Good grouping, promising signs from the Guatemalan. And just when there was a chance, just went a little high into the 8. Shared the points. So it will be Flossback to shoot first, still trailing by 2 points. But his grouping in that 4th set was very good. If he can just move it a tiny bit up and a tiny bit to the left, he's going to be in the 10s. This is a real test of nerves. Set number 5.
Yes.
So he's made the adjustment. Pressure on.
Ocho.
I think that door is now wide open. Can Thomas Flossback stay consistent now?
Ocho.
He's drifted out into the 8, so a chance again. Opportunity knocks for Andreas Gallardo-Ferrada.
Ocho.
Overcorrection. Flossback can force the shoot off here with a 9.
Ocho.
He's put it into the 8, so here is a big chance. A 10 required for the gold medal.
Ocho.
Another 8 for a 24. What a topsy-turvy match this has been. A 24 plays 26 in that 5th and final regulation end, and we are going into another shoot-off in a Recurve gold medal match here in Santo Domingo. The consistency in the 4th set from Thomas Flossback from Guatemala showed that there was a chance, but a left-right-left combination from Andreas Gallardo-Ferrada in that final set, 3 8s. The 24 just wasn't enough, even though there were 2 8s from Flossback. So target face is being cleaned again, and yet again we'll have a shoot-off in this Recurve gold medal match, as we did in the women's competition. 1 arrow apiece, and well, this is, as I said, this is a nervy one. It's the conditions looking pretty good. The wind's slightly changing direction, but it's not very strong. But it's played havoc with these two, and I think they've come into this very nervy. And oh, what a position to be in. 1 arrow to decide who's going to get the gold medal in this world ranking event. So it will be the 27-year-old from Guatemala, Thomas Flossback, to shoot first. He's going to put down the marker in the shoot-off, a 1 arrow sudden death to decide the Recurve men's individual gold medal here at the 9th edition of the Copa Merengue. Long hold. Looked pretty solid though in the end. A low right 9. There's room. Another long hold, a bit of a shake at full draw. Oh! Gone high, left into the 8. And, well, what a nervy moment. Sport has a funny way of keeping us on the edge of our seats. It certainly wasn't the highest scoring match we've seen in a Recurve men's individual competition, but it kept us on the edge of our seats right the way through to a shoot-off, and it's Thomas Flossback from Guatemala who takes the Recurve men's individual gold here in Santo Domingo. So confirmation, the goal going to Thomas Flossback from Guatemala. Silver for the 19-year-old, unranked at senior level, Andres Gallardo-Ferrada from Chile. And the bronze went to Hugo Franco of Cuba a little bit earlier on today. As we take a look back over this very, very edgy match. Fighting back twice, Thomas Flossback from Guatemala forced the shoot off. And when the target faces were clean, that low right 9 was enough to take the gold medal. Well, there we have it. All the action here complete from the final warm-up of the season here in Santo Domingo. That's it from this coverage. But coming up next, we will start the Hyundai Archery World Cup season beginning in Antalya in just 9 days' time. And that will be our next live coverage. I'll leave you with something to whet your appetite. This is the one. This matters. So a 10 feel the pressure, hit or miss. It all comes down to this.